is Mr. Will. He is a music professor and a choir director, and he's also my piano teacher for the last 2 years. So give it up for Mr. Will.
That's okay. I don't necessarily need it.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So, let's see how hot this mic is. Oh, it's on. Test.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay. Can everyone hear me okay? I may not actually need this. Terrific. I'm also a singer, though. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes. Excellent. Okay, terrific. Turns out this might actually dampen sound. So, I'm Ritu's piano teacher. I've actually been playing piano since I was about 10 months old. In fact, there's a picture of me somewhere in a high chair at my mom's piano. And I played, according to her, for about 40 minutes until I got bored and tired. And I haven't been bored with piano ever since. My mother was actually my first piano teacher. She started teaching piano when she was about, actually a little bit older than Ritu now. She was just kind of like paying her bills and getting herself ready to go off to college. And so by the time I came around, I became her student too. And so I learned from her from the very, very beginning. She had built a successful piano studio of about 40 or 50 students. Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Oh my goodness.
Much better.
Okay.
Much better.
So she built a really successful studio of about 40 or 50 students. I'll keep it here, thank you. The first thing that I learned from her were the notes on the page. And so, does anyone here play music? Has anyone played the piano before? It's a wonderful instrument, isn't it? What I hear from a lot of my students' parents is, oh, I wish I stuck with piano. So the first thing that she taught me were the notes on the page. And this is actually something that I teach a lot of my students is there are 3 levels of performance. The first level is just the details on the page. And so everything that I play comes from Franz Schubert or Frederick Chopin or Ludwig van Beethoven or, you know, somebody else. That's very much what my life was like when I was younger. And it's what a lot of our lives were like when we were younger. We weren't ready for big decisions yet, and so the authorities in our lives gave us the tools that we needed. Everything was given to us, everything was provided for us. And so you're taught pitch, you're taught rhythm, you're taught dynamics, that's how loud and soft you play. And so she taught me many of these things as I was growing older. I also wrote this down in the car. And so the hope is when you're given authority, when you're an authority, you do so with compassion, and that you teach people what the world is like and give them the tools to interact with that world. Fast forward a couple of years, I'm in adolescence. Around that time, my mom made the choice to go back to graduate school to pursue her degree in counseling psychology. I continued practicing the piano, and after a lot of practicing, I was pretty good at reading all the information on the page. But that's when my teacher surprised me. There's more to music than what's on the page. Do you know what I'm referring to? Expression. And so you can get really good at playing everything that's on the page, but if you're only playing everything that's on the page, you might as well be a computer. There has to be some humanity. And so what my teacher asked me was, how does this piece make you feel? The reason my teacher asked me what this piece made me feel is because art is supposed to help us to feel. And so the lesson here was, okay, you're playing this piece, it makes you feel very sad, right? And so yeah, it makes me feel really sad. How can you change what's on the music to make it even more so? Or what you're playing is really exciting, it's joyful. How do you make it even more so? And so what my teacher was inviting me to do was to put myself into my music, to allow my music to be a mirror to my own emotions and to explore them. And adolescence, as we all probably remember, is a time of kind of individuating, developing your own personality. And so while reading the notes on the page or being really young, you're very much a reflection of the people around you. In adolescence, you're starting to learn more about yourself. You're starting to learn about your own feelings. You're starting to learn about your own personality, who you're going to be eventually. And so piano allowed me to explore what it was that I was feeling and to kind of get to know myself through my music. So that's kind of the second phase of performance. The first phase of performance is just playing the notes on the page, making sure that you're reproducing every detail. The second level is playing the expression on the page, to express yourself. And so, does anyone have any favorite pieces of music? I suspect some do. Favorite pieces of music, favorite songs, favorite artists. Do you have any favorite piece of music? What do you like to listen to? I don't want to put you on the spot. You like Pavarotti, I do too. Does Pavarotti make you feel anything? What does he make you feel? Good. Yeah. And so Pavarotti turns his own emotions into something through the music, right? And so he can make you feel sad, he can make you feel glad, he can make you excited, he can make you feel calm. That's the second phase of performance. And so I didn't really realize the third and final phase of performance though until my mom graduated from her graduate program. And she got her license and she opened up her own private practice as a licensed marriage and family therapist. It occurred to me when she did that there was a third level, and that third level of performance is not about the notes on the page, although playing them correctly is nice. It's not about expressing your own emotions, although being able to do that's wonderful too. But those two first steps were a gateway to being able to play to an audience, to get the emotional feedback. When you're playing, when I'm playing, I'm always paying really close attention to my audience. Because sometimes my audience wants something from my playing. They want something different, maybe than I might even be willing to give them if I just been playing for myself. If I'm playing a Chopin piece, maybe they want more anguish from it. And so I have to be really clued in to what they want. And sometimes it's the tiniest little clue. Sometimes it's a look away. Maybe that decision wasn't what they wanted. Maybe they kind of lean forward. Maybe they're expecting something. Maybe I get a smile. That's usually a pretty good sign. And so what I'm always trying to pay attention to is how I can give and how I can create sort of an empathetic connection with them. So the lesson that I took away from my mom is the last level is to give back. We're going to be getting to that level soon. And so when I'm in performance, just like when my mom is doing therapy, it's all about creating a situation for the audience that they can find joy in, that they can experience in, that I can invite them and facilitate their feeling the music more. So that was the lesson that I took away from her. Thank you.